Kia. Let me just start. I have a 23 Kia Sportage. I bought it brand new at Coughlin in Dublin, Ohio. I never had a problem with it. Nothing, ran fine. In the end of March of this year, I started having problems. My engine started sputtering. The RPMs were jumping while in park. And I took it to Coughlin. Now, remind you, this has been a fucking nightmare. Took it to Coughlin. They claimed it as bad gas. They put fuel cleaner in it. Wouldn't let me have the vehicle. It had to be safely driven. And they refused to give it to me. And this was the beginning of April. Got the vehicle back. Maybe about 5-7 days later, started having problems again. The RPMs were jumping really bad. It didn't run like it should. It still drove, but it didn't run like it should have. Took the vehicle to Great Lakes Kia in Columbus, Ohio. We actually drove the vehicle there, and obviously my spouse drove behind me just to make sure if anything would happen. We got on the freeway. The vehicle lost all power. Completely died on a very busy freeway. We were stuck there for, I would say, probably 2-3 hours. The vehicle got to Great Lakes Kia. It got towed. And then when it was there, they did a motor medic. They said my engine oil was a cappuccino color. Now, mind you, I have never had any problems. I have always been up to date on my vehicle. Service, Coughlin is the only people that have serviced my car until I took it to Great Lakes. When I took it to Great Lakes, I got the vehicle back. It was okay. But then 7 days later, it started having the same problem. My coolant levels were really high when it came back from Coughlin and when it came back from Great Lakes. It was actually above the maximum line. I am no mechanic, but I know things about cars. Then it went back again to Great Lakes Kia. It was actually towed from our house. It started stalling out. It lost all power to it. The engine wouldn't start. And trust me, I have all the videos of everything that has going on. Then that was the middle of May. So my car was in and out of the dealership more than what it's been serviced the last almost 2 years. So my vehicle was in Great Lakes' hands for 86 days, 4 months. Kia manufacturing supposedly came out to Great Lakes Kia, did an oil sample, looked at the vehicle. They sent an oil sample overnight via FedEx to Great Lakes Manufacturing in Georgia. And when I called about the results, they cannot tell me what contaminants were in my oil. They can't tell me anything except for it had a very strong vinegar smell and it was a cappuccino color. Now, mind you, my vehicle at the time had 24,000 miles on it. It is almost 2 years old. It does not qualify for the Ohio lemon law. I've spoke to attorneys. I have reached out. And when I called the dealership, I got told, you either come up and pay $8,000 for a new engine, or you need to buy a new car. That was from the director of operations at Great Lakes Kia, who is an utter asshole. Treated us like shit. I have been treated and disrespected by Coughlin, Great Lakes Kia, and Kia Manufacturing. I traded in a Honda CRV, and I have always had Hondas, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get a Kia. Great. You know, I've heard great things. 2 years, not even 2 years later, I'm in a situation where now I have given Great Lakes' loaner back to them. I'm depending on someone else's vehicle. And I'm sorry that, you know, I get choked up. I'm a mom. I have 2 kids. You know, I work in manufacturing, and it's just a headache. Like, the dealerships are going back and forth at one another. We are getting blamed for contaminating my own vehicle. It's awful. Like, why would you want to do that to your own vehicle? Like, I still owe money on it. I still make payments on it. And it's like, why would I even want to do that? And they came back this 3rd time and said my engine looks like it's been sitting in the bottom of the ocean. The engine is completely rusted out. They will not do a proper diagnostic on it. They will not do anything on it. They have denied fixing it. They expect us to fix it. And how can you just treat somebody like shit like that? Like, I did not self-sabotage my own car. Like, I have got kids, a teenager. I did not do this to my vehicle. Like, nobody did. My car has always been up to date on service. I have never let it go over the mileage for service. And then I get told that if you get a new engine replacement, the warranty is voided. So Kia's 10-year, 100,000 mile engine warranty is now 12 months, $36,000. So what would be the purpose in replacing the engine? They put me in a situation where they took their loaner back, jeopardized my job. I could have very well lost my job. But I have family members that let me borrow a vehicle until I get this figured out. I am 36 years old, on the verge to file bankruptcy to get my name cleared off this car. Who does that? Kia is awful. I cannot tell you the emails and the conversations I have had with Kia Manufacturing, and they are terrible. Like, they won't even buy the car back. They won't. It has to be fixed before it's traded in. And honestly, I would never buy a fucking Kia again. Never. In my life, I would never buy one. I am a mother that, in all honesty, have been dealing with this since the end of March. And here it is, like the middle of August, and still dealing with it. My car is sitting at the dealership untouched because it doesn't run at all. The engine cover is completely off. The spark plugs are all rusted because they left the spark plugs out, and like, they don't want to do anything. And so I'm making this video because I am so distraught. I am so frustrated, upset that I have been dealing with this for almost 5 months. And it's so fucking aggravating. Nobody will do anything. Like, I have sent it to news stations and just trying to think outside of the box. I have reached out to many attorneys, consumer, product liability. Like, they will not diagnose it the way it should be. They say, oh, we can't diagnose it. We can't, it's rusted. We can't do anything. But they took an oil sample. They did a Motor Medic engine oil flush on it. So I know, and I'm not a mechanic, but it's a blown head gasket. Because I have told this to our friends. I have told this to people I work with. That's the second thing that comes to their head. Or, well, I should say the first thing that comes to their head is a blown head gasket. A blown head gasket should be covered under warranty, but nothing is covered under warranty. It's fucking ridiculous. Like I said, I will never buy a fucking Kia. Kia, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself because of how you treat your customers. And somebody was like, oh, well, actually, the director of operations says Kia has the #1 problems. Why would you tell a customer that? Why? Why would you tell somebody that? I already know that because Kias are poorly made. I mean, it can happen to any car. It can happen to a Honda, a Toyota, a GMC, a Chevy. It can happen to any car. But how they handle things is totally ridiculous. So, yeah, I hope everybody has a great evening. I just wanted to share my story, my rant. This is a true story. I will post my pictures and my videos along with my video that I have posted.